Thanks for watching. I'm Amy Wood. Welcome into Off Air with Amy. We're going to talk about Peabo Bryson today. He passed away after a stroke that struck on a weekend, and by Sunday, he was gone, 75 years old. And all that music started growing within him in the southern side of Greenville, where he grew up. And he was mentored by local musicians. He went on to Atlanta to start recording his albums and became just an absolute sensation. His voice, just irreplaceable. Such a beautiful voice. And with performances with Regina Belle and Celine Dion and so many people, the celebrities have been sending out their condolences to the family, to his wife Tanya and son Kit and his daughter. They are just all in the music community's prayers right now. I wanted to pull in a dear friend of mine. We go way back in media years, and Rhonda Rawlings has been to Peabo's show. She's interviewed Peabo, and we wanted to hear from her about her memories. One of my dear friends in media, Rhonda Rawlings, has been working for years interviewing Peabo Bryson, being at events where Peabo Bryson was. I've always been on the anchor desk, Rhonda, so I never had the chance to meet him. And I'm an old school fan from the 80s and 90s,
Mhm.
so, but I hate that I never got to meet him. But I was so thrilled to see the way he was honored in our community just a couple of years ago. Isn't that great that that happened before his passing?
Amy, I have to tell you, that is like one of the most memorable moments for me. I love that. I always say give people their flowers while they're here.
Yes.
And we definitely did that for Mr.
Mhm.
Peabo Bryson. And shout out to Senator Carl Allen, who, named
Yes.
that street right by the Bon Secours Wellness Arena, Robert Peabo Bryson Boulevard.
That's
And
awesome.
so I was able to witness that as well. So just thankful for that, for those moments.
Yeah, and that day, what was that day like from your perspective, watching him experience it and being kind of right there? It had to
Mm,
be so meaningful. I can only imagine coming to your hometown and
it
just
was.
having all of that.
It was really meaningful. I mean, both the mural unveiling at the Commons, as well as the street being named after him. He had his family with him, his wife and his young son, and also a daughter with him and other family members. And I
Yes.
remember them pulling, the string to unveil the sign,
Hmm.
and Mr. Bryson looking at his son and saying, "That's your name too." Like
Oh.
it was a beautiful, beautiful moment. And like you, I'm an old school fan too.
Hmm.
I grew up, my mom was a huge music fan. And I remember I was probably about 13 and she took me to, I'm from New York.
Yep, me
So
too.
she took me to a Peabo Bryson concert. I think it was at Tarrytown Music Hall.
I know
And
Terrytown. Yeah, that's crazy.
yes, and as soon as he came out, I was just mesmerized by his
Yeah.
voice. I can
Oh,
remember today, even in my 50s, that the room smelled like roses when he came.
wow.
Yeah. So years later, and then, I was a really big record collector. And I
Hmm.
would always read. Remember how the records used to have like all this stuff on the back? You would read the thank yous and
Oh,
where the artist was
yes.
from. And
Yep.
I read back then as a teenager, he was from Greenville, South Carolina. I had no idea where Greenville, South Carolina was.
And now look at
And
you.
then
Here you are.
years later, I moved to Greenville, South Carolina, and was able to become a part of that group that was able to witness these amazing things for Mr. Bryson. So yeah, it was pretty much a dream come true because I've been a fan for a long, long time, and not just seeing how incredible his music was and how phenomenal his voice was, but what a phenomenal person he was.
Hmm.
Really kind and was one to give back and take young artists under his wing and give advice. I saw all that at the mural unveiling. So yeah, it was a dream come true for me.
Absolutely. When you think about what a moment like that will mean for his son, and
Mhm.
the last video he has posted on his Peabo Bryson Instagram is of
Right,
his son doing some Michael Jackson moves and
right.
performing with him, which was so
Mhm.
cool. Um, I I gotta believe, he had a dream of him perhaps
Mm.
following in these
Yeah.
footsteps.
Wow. I saw that video and it
Yeah.
just, I remember when he announced on social media that his wife had had a son and got to see his son a couple times when he came to Greenville. And then to see that moment on stage, I
Hmm.
wasn't prepared, first of all, for how good he was. His name is
I
Kit.
know. Yes, he's so
He did
cute.
that moonwalk. Oh my gosh, that was incredible. So I'm so happy too, and I'm sure his family is happy that they have that moment, and as well as other personal, private
Of
moments
course, yeah.
um, on video. But that moment on stage, just
It
a
was
month,
awesome.
I want to say. I'm not sure how long ago
Yeah.
that was.
It
About a
was it's
month
very recent, yeah.
before. I'm sure it's incredible.
And I had forgotten until they were reporting on his passing about him
Mhm.
having the heart attack previously. And I mean,
Mhm.
he had flatlined. He talked about it in many interviews, and
Right.
having that second chance at life,
Mhm.
which I
Right.
think he must have been, from all the interviews I've seen, he must have been so
Mhm.
appreciative of having these years that carried him on into his son's life.
I'm sure. I think the heart attack was in 2019. And of course, I
Yeah.
didn't speak with him about that. But,
No.
some
Mm-mm.
people in Greenville are such close friends with him. Senator
Yes.
Carl Allen and so many others. Chandra Dillard not grew up with him. Chandra was much younger, but grew up
And
knowing
Lillian
people from
Lillian
William
Brock
Brock Fleming.
Fleming, yep, she
Yes,
also
but
had a close relationship.
Chandra Dillard's dad, Moses Dillard, actually sort of was a kind of a mentor to Mr. Bryson growing up. He was a prolific musician
Right,
himself.
right.
So yes,
We
yeah,
have
what
we
a
have so
talent.
much we have so much talent that comes from our region. You think about Nina Simone, you think about um oh gosh, I mean Jesse
From our
Jackson. I mean
region,
so many
Chadwick
people.
Boseman, Reverend Jesse
Yes.
Jackson, yeah, right?
Yes. I mean, there's just so
Yes.
many talented individuals. The Marshall Tucker Band out of Spartanburg, and I
Mhm.
mean, we just have a rich community of
Right.
talented people. And I do think
I
when you
agree.
go back to all these stories, it's
Hmm.
all about this like helping each other out along the way. So neat.
Definitely, definitely. Yeah. And also, one of the things I don't think that really crossed my mind was that I was so young when I became a fan of
Hmm.
Peabo Bryson's that I didn't realize how young he was
Right.
when he first reached sort of fame, I guess you would call it. His debut album, the album debuted in 1976,
Yeah,
and I believe he was only 25 years old, and that his
that's
voice
amazing.
was so just stunning even at that time, that it didn't dawn on me until the last few days about how young he was
Yeah, it
when
takes, they say, a
yeah,
voice to develop to be around that age, but that's
right.
just the beginning of the voice, you know what I
Just the
mean?
beginning.
Then you're just exploding and improving from there. But I don't think he needed any improving. Like he was good from the
Right.
get-go. He was
Exactly.
amazing.
And
Yeah.
the when I saw him at such a young age, I was probably about 14. And then seeing him when he came to the Peace Center, I guess that was about 3 years ago.
Hmm.
Um, his voice, I'm waiting for this truck to pass.
Yeah.
His voice was so incredibly strong in his 70s.
Yeah.
Um, that concert at the Peace Center was just phenomenal. I mean,
I
he,
regret not going. I think we were out of town. I wanted to be there. Oh man.
it was phenomenal.
I bet
Mayor
it
Knox
was.
White came and honored him, and Senator Carl Allen, Mayor Knox White, and so many people were in the audience. People that had gone to school with him, and fans from all over. So I'm just
Glad you
thrilled
were
that he
there.
made that move because the first time that he was scheduled at the Peace Center, I'm not sure if it was the first time, but he was scheduled at the Peace Center and then had to cancel because of he suffered the heart attack.
Oh
And so,
wow.
right.
Okay.
And so,
Let me ask you
yeah,
this. During that concert, did he weave in Greenville stories? And I mean, like, do you
oh my
remember?
gosh.
Yeah,
Yes, he did weave in
I
Greenville
bet it was
stories. He
so good.
pointed out people in the audience
Oh,
um, who he was close to. He talked about a gentleman named Lenny Spriggs, and I don't know
oh,
his complete background. Do you know Mr. Spriggs?
I don't. I don't think.
But he talked about how when he had the heart attack, he was one of the first people who came to his side. He talked about his relationship with Senator Carl Allen over the years. He would see people in the audience and call them out.
Oh, that's so
It
nice.
was phenomenal. And one of the things that I thought was so great too was he came out into the audience. Not a lot of people, when they perform at the Peace Center, they're on stage, but
Sure.
a few people have. But he walked out into the audience as he was singing, my favorite song, "Feel the Fire."
Oh
And I
man.
remember, yeah, I
Oh, that's a
remember
great one.
him standing in the middle of the crowd and a couple women just like screaming. And I thought that is so phenomenal in your 70s to still elicit these screams from you
Yes.
from
And
your
so many
fans.
celebrities have been talking, like Celine Dion, Heartbroken,
Mhm.
and they had their
Oh, I'm sure.
the more modern hit with Beauty and the Beast
Beauty and the Beast,
and
right?
all, and the Aladdin song as well.
Right.
Um, if ever you're in my arms again, tonight I celebrate my love for you. He was the king of the ballads. I mean, he was so
King of
good
the
at
balladeers.
duets. Yes. I
I
mean,
put that up. I did an Instagram and social media post, and that was one of the things I said was he was known as the king of the balladeers, and
yes.
he'll always be musical royalty. Always
Yeah.
be. He leaves a phenomenal legacy and a voice that will always inspire and move
Mm.
people
I
for
mean,
generations to come.
I listened all the way to work and all the way home, and I drive an hour all the way to work,
Mm,
all the way home from work, and all the old songs. It was so good.
great.
It's a great time to keep the music going, as they say.
Most definitely. Most definitely. I'm so glad
Well,
you have done this to
yeah,
honor
no,
him.
I just love talking about him, and I love giving him his flowers because he
Hmm.
just really was a remarkable talent, and he came from our area, and we need to be proud of that.
Yes.
You know?
Born and raised in Greenville, South Carolina.
Yes, ma'am. When we come back, a school trip, a dream trip to Hawaii. We'll talk about the effort to get the kids there next. Boy, oh boy, there's nothing more exciting when you are in high school and even sometimes middle school, and you get one of these big invitations to go to a massive parade somewhere out of your community, often to these big cities or to amazing places like Hawaii. And that is the situation for Ware Shoals, isn't it?
Yes, ma'am.
Tell me all about this. So, you guys are on the way to Hawaii?
Yes, we have been invited to march in the 85th annual Pearl Harbor Day Parade in Hawaii, of
Wow.
course, in December. Yeah.
And so you're doing what? You've got a whole group of kids. How many kids are we talking about? And how long will you be going? I mean, what's this trip gonna look and feel like? And what are you gonna perform?
So it's about 60 people that are going to be going with the
Wow.
chaperones and everybody. And so we'll march in the Pearl Harbor Day Parade, but we'll also play a concert on board the USS Missouri, which is there. The kids will get to go to the site of the Arizona, of course, the sunken wreckage of the Arizona.
Yes. Hmm.
And, while they're there, they'll get to see kids from other states. And I think there's a luau planned so that they can get to know other kids from other areas and stuff like that. But it's going to be a 6-day trip. So we'll leave on the 3rd of December and we'll be back on the 8th, I believe.
That is incredible. What was it like when you guys found this out? I mean, who told them and how did they react?
So I received an email and I was like, this is so expensive. We could never make this happen. And I just kind of mentioned it in passing to my principal. I was like, you will not believe this email that I got. And she was like, we're going to Hawaii. And I was like,
I
so
love that.
yeah, she was 1,000% supportive. And so we took it to our superintendent and, he was 100% on board with us and helped us out with some of the planning for it and how we could raise the money. And then we took it to the booster board, just
Hmm.
the first few little parents that are involved with our band program,
Sure.
and they were all about it also.
I
And
bet.
so, yeah, and then, eventually we took it to the whole band parent group and told the kid, I had to get board approval and all that. So anyway, it was just kind of like a chain we had to go through to get it all done. But everybody's so excited and looking forward to it.
So let's talk about that expense. I mean, if you were to put a price tag for everything, all inclusive, whatever this is going to cost, what's it look like?
So it's going to cost our little town, our little school, about $160,000.
Woo!
That's a gargantuan amount when you consider
Hmm.
that Ware Shoals is one of the smallest school districts in the state. We're also one of the most impoverished districts, but
Yeah.
we have a lot of support in our community. We have a ton of people who are rallied behind us and tried to make this happen for us. Um, we've done fundraiser after fundraiser after fundraiser. We've had baked potato lunches and barbecue lunches, and we've sold blankets and, just tons and tons of stuff. But it's just an enormous amount of money that we're trying to come up with.
And so, what are you guys doing? I mean, are you doing a GoFundMe? Are you doing anything where those of us who don't live in Ware Shoals, who might not be able to go to the next baking event or whatever, if we want to support you, what can we do?
Well, we decided against the GoFundMe idea because
Okay.
it does keep some of the money,
Yep.
and we wanted to keep all of our donations, at the school. So we've basically asked people to mail donations to the high school, which is 56 South Greenwood Avenue in Ware Shoals.
I'm going to
Uh,
put up a QR code so that people will be able to scan that and get your address.
oh, that would be wonderful.
Yeah.
Yeah, so alumni have donated just straight to the schools. There's no, red tape or anything like that. You just mail a check to the school and it gets deposited into the Hawaii account, and it's very helpful.
Yeah,
So,
talk about how much of a dream come true this is. And this is interesting, right? Because you are so small that you guys don't even have enough high schoolers to do this. So you actually have middle schoolers playing with the high school who will get to experience Hawaii at a younger age than even the high schoolers. So talk about like how meaningful a trip like that will be for a child from Ware Shoals.
listen, we have kids from Ware Shoals who have never been to the beach. I'm like, kids, I'm going to take you to a beach, but it's not going to be Myrtle.
Yeah, it's going to be a different kind of beach.
This is life changing.
Yeah.
We have kids that have never stayed in a hotel before.
Yep.
And certainly we have a large population that's never been on an airplane. So, or navigated like an airport like LAX, or, this is a lifetime of memories for them. And we are the only band from South Carolina it's such a historical thing for them to get
Yes.
to experience. And I think I might have told you in my email, I believe that if you do not want to repeat history, you need to let kids see history.
Sure.
And so we don't ever want to have another world war. And we need
No.
kids to see what the effects of that is and what that looks like, there. The only way to get them there is to take them. So we're going to march in that parade, and we're going to honor our country, and we're going to, just be really good stewards of this fundraiser, this money that we've raised to make this happen for these kids.
When you talk to families about it, I mean, was there anybody who's like, I don't know if I want my kids, because they're not used to doing this kind of thing. Have you had to kind of, encourage families to be like, no, this is going to be really good for them?
Right. We did have, one or two who were like, that's, really far away, which, we understand. If you don't want your child to go, then they certainly don't have to. But
Sure.
the kids are going to
Yeah. They're
Hawaii.
like, this is the best field trip ever.
Right, right. And so what we've done is we've decided that because our community is a little more lower economic than most, we've not really made the kids pay much for this trip. So
Good.
we're trying to fundraise about $2,400 per child.
Wow.
Go. And that's where the large dollar amount came
No,
from.
it makes sense. And I totally get it. And that's why, I mean, I understand the perspective of this is Ware Shoals. We gotta make something big happen for Ware Shoals. This is great. So that is why I wanted to pull you on and spend some time on Off Air with Amy talking about this because it is a unique situation and it is an amazing, like you say, life-changing, eye-opening opportunity for children who might have never gotten to go on a plane, go out of town, all these things. And here they are going to have this new understanding and perspective on life that they never would have had without this.
Right, right. We've raised about 90,000, so we're thinking
Wow.
about 55 or 60 left to raise.
Okay.
And we need that money before the end of September because there's
Okay.
flights that we paid for, and you're going to have to check all of the instruments. Like sousaphones are expensive to take on a
I
trip
didn't
this
think about that. Yeah, you're right. All those big instruments.
bass drums and
Yeah.
all the things. So a parade is nothing without a drum line. So you
No
have to have
kidding.
a drum
You
line.
got to have money for the drum set.
Right. So we have to check all those instruments, and then we have, you know, we've paid some on the flights, but we've got to pay the balance on that, and it's just we're getting there. But the community is just so small that I'm afraid we're about to tap out of our community, and they've just given so much. They've been
Yeah, absolutely. Well,
um,
it's a South Carolina story. It's a rural South Carolina story about our small communities and opportunities for them. And so that is why I wanted to draw attention because I think, if we can all be part of that, it's a South Carolina success story, isn't it?
yes, I say that we're small, but we're mighty. Like our group,
Yes.
we medaled at state finals this year. We finished third in the state, and the kids
Wow.
put medals around their necks for the first time in since the 70s.
Wow.
They play really, really well, and they deserve this.
Yeah.
So we have kids that make region and all state honor bands, and
Wow.
they get fantastic ratings everywhere they go. So this is something that they've earned because of their success, and I just really want to make it happen for them.
Yes, no, I get it. And tell me, from your perspective, like, I mean, just as a person who's trying to work this all out and pull it all together, how emotionally invested in this are you?
Listen, that booster board and those band parents and we have all worked so hard, and I mean you can get weary in the struggle.
Sure.
We go, oh no, we're going to need more than we thought we were going to need.
Yeah.
Or the flights came in at more expensive than we budgeted, which is correct. That happened.
Hmm.
So we're going to do this. We have
Oh, yeah.
decided we're going to make this happen. And so there are nights that I lay down and I'm like, Lord, just please help us get this money, for Hawaii. And, everyone has been so generous, but
Yeah.
the problem is just that we need more generosity.
Well, and guess what? You never know who's going to see this, who might be, a successful business person who came up through band and is like, I want to make this happen for these kids, so hopefully somebody fantastic out there on top of just all the rest of us, giving $5 and $10 here and there, whatever we can do. Maybe you'll get like one of those magical donors who steps in and goes, we got this.
Yes,
I hope you do.
I have joked that I either need a corporate sponsorship or a really rich friend.
I think we all need a rich friend, to be honest. Well, listen, I'm excited for the kids. I'm sure it'll happen. You guys are going to, I mean, I can just tell it as hard and passionate as you are about this and hard working, that you guys will have a lot of success. Look forward to getting some videos and pictures of all the fun. But in the meantime, keep me posted on how the fundraising is going, and I'll keep the Off Air with Amy crowd informed as well.
That'll be great. Thank you for reaching out and
Yes.
speak to you. I appreciate it.
And thank you for reaching out to 7 News because we really want to help our communities when we can.
So let's make it happen for these kids. And I can't wait to show you the actual video of them when they do all the fun things they're going to get to do, changing their lives forever, a once in a lifetime experience. Let's make it happen. Thanks for watching Off Air with Amy. I'm Amy Wood. See you next week. There's something comforting about experience. It prepares you, makes you wiser, ready for anything. That's why 3 decades later, I still love to keep you informed. Your trust is everything.
Watch Amy Wood on 7 News. Weekdays at 4, 5, and 6 p.m.
We want to get to that immediately.